let's get into this mess. So let's move on to Shannon Sharpe. Where, I was out here kind of going in on Miss Mamas because I'm like, okay, this young girl with this man or whatever the case is. But then again, I should have been windmilling on Shannon Sharpe a lot more too, because I don't understand how you a man of a certain age, and what is he in his 50s, hunching somebody who is now 23, but you've been messing with her since she was, well, I think, what is she? Well, she's 22 now, but you was messing with her when she was 19. So when you in your 50s messing with somebody who's barely legal, yes, she is over the age of 18, but guess what? Her brain has not fully, her frontal lobe in her head, as I always talk about with the men, I'm going to talk about it with the women. If your brain has not fully developed, you should not be hunching nobody that's still slightly going through puberty and still coming into their womanhood, because y'all like them fresh, you like them young, you like them supple, and you like them stupid. Meaning, well, maybe I shouldn't say stupid. I'll just say naive, a little less than smart, a little wet behind the ears. Trust and believe, I've been there, where I've been a young buck who have messed with older people. I'll say older men, because as a homosexual, I've been with the older men. I've been with older women too, but for the most part, older men. And it's like a lot of times when you're an older person, you get with a young person, you know exactly why you're getting with them. It's because you know that you know more than them. You're way more experienced in a lot of what you do. So these young kids are just so young and happy and supple, and she's just so happy to be bagging a Shannon Sharpe. Of course, she's going to do whatever you want her to do. And so today, like a couple of hours ago before I went live with the show, Tony Busby, who I've been side-eyeing through a lot of this, because I'm like, yeah, with your whole thing, when you try to take down Jay-Z and the whole Diddy situation, and you can't practice law in New York for whatever godforsaken reason that you cannot practice law in New York, I kind of been side-eyeing him. I was like, okay, this feels like an opportunistic type situation and a possible money grab. And I'm still not taking my foot off the neck of that idea. That yes, I do agree that this may be a money grab. But then again, Shannon, you a dummy. In the words of my girl Monique, you a dummy bitch for getting yourself caught up in this situation. So while I'm setting all that up, you had not Tony Busby. You had Shannon Sharpe, dumb lawyer, who, I'm sorry, you need to get rid of him because he don't know what the hell he's doing. Why the hell would you be out here revealing to us, John Q. Public, that the former football player, and the Hall of Famer, I should say, that he offered his accuser $10 million before she officially filed her lawsuit. So when you offer her $10 million, what it looks like to me is that you knew this was coming. You knew she had ammo and stuff on you. She was trying to blackmail you. You was trying to give her $10 million in hush money. And now you out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. You know what? It's probably all them years you playing football. That damn CTE done fucked up your brain. I've already come to the conclusion I'm probably not going to be able to monetize this because the clips I'm going to play y'all is full of profanity. So I might as well just go in and let it have and contribute to the situation. Now, during the press conference, Davis, Shannon Sharpe's representative, provided more clarification surrounding the $50 million suit filed against his client for allegedly assaulting Gabriella Zuniga. Now, you know, she went by a Jane Doe, but I told you they already leaked her name, and it was all over the blogs. Now, during a press conference, David shared more details surrounding Sharpe and the $50 million lawsuit against him by a woman with whom he's been involved with sexually in the past. Now, now they said that, Sharpe played in the NFL for the Denver Broncos, offered Zuniga at least $10 million to settle the case before she filed it. He went on to say that Sharpe, host of the popular sports podcast Nightcap, had mediation conversations with Zuniga about the potential case. However, they halted within the last month or so. Now, David said Zuniga suddenly, without warning, walked away from our offer. He said, adding that the filing was a big surprise. Probably because she was probably advised that it's like, no, file a lawsuit. You probably get a lot more out of the situation. Now, on Monday, April 21st, news broke that Zuniga, listed as Jane Doe, filed a $50 million lawsuit against Sharpe, alleging the NFL player assaulted and battered her. Tony Busby, a famed attorney known for his dismissal lawsuit against Jay-Z, is representing her. Now, in the suit, she did allege, but she also detailed in the beginning of their relationship, or the beginning of the relationship, which she said originated at an LA gym when she was 20 years old. Now, eventually, according to the document, Sharpe's alleged relationship with Zuniga became controlling and abusive. Which, I read you those text messages yesterday, she seemed to be down with the whole situation. Talking about that she want his black baby batter and that black dick and all that. So yeah, there was a lot of race play, and that's another thing he's into too. That apparently this man is into race play, and you know what? I'm not going to judge it. Because unfortunately, they're up. Well, for you, or fortunately for you, like I'll say, if you like it, I love it. But ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be up in the bedroom and having some woman call me a ninja while we doing whatever freaky stuff that we doing in the bedroom. But if that's something that Shannon, dark and lovely behind, is into, then that's on him because he got to deal with that. But some people got their kinks, and you know what? Look. That's why I said, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it as if you like it, I love it. Because I might say something that's gonna piss some people off, but if you like it, I love it. I'm gonna just stick with that. That's me saying bless your heart. That's my version of bless your heart. So yeah, now the suit read, the moment he realized what he was doing, he grabbed her by the he said the moment he realized what she was doing, because what she happened to be doing, they said that he allegedly threatened to unalive her when he learned that she was attempting to share her location with people on her phone. And said the moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will effing kill you. Now, after the filing went on, Zuniga claimed Sharpe allegedly R-worded her after she attempted to end their relationship following his infamous sex scandal on Instagram in 2024. And that was when, that video or audio, I should say, leaked of his phone happened to be on while he having, relations with a woman because, them rumors was coming out that Miss Netta in Man Drag was a homosexual. And he ain't like the fact that them rumors was coming out that, he was out here doing homosexual things. And so he had to try to put that out there. And that's why I felt that it was a little calculated, that was what he was trying to do. He was trying to dispel the rumors. So he purposely put the phone on the thing to do it. But then again, the way I'm looking at it with Shannon Sharpe, Uncle Shay, you're not that bright. So then I have Tony Busby's Instagram post where they said that his firm filed a civil suit on behalf of a brave young woman who alleges that she was brutally assaulted by former NFL player Shannon Sharpe on multiple occasions. So, like I said before, I do believe that this is a money grab. This is a shakedown. But guess what? If Shannon Sharpe wasn't so dumb to put himself in this situation, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. Especially if I had you just signing a $100 million deal. So now it looks like, who knows, you may not be able to have a job for long because they said this has been going on since January of this year. And what is it? She's 22? So you've been 19. So like 3 years, these two been hunching because you don't count the 19. So it's like, yeah, 20. She's 22, 3 years. Y'all been fooling along with each other. And you was complying with it all. But then I guess at this point, she was just like, I'm done. He wanted to keep the kink and all that other stuff going. And it's like, look, if a woman say that she done with doing the kinky stuff and the shenanigans and things, that and the other, then men, y'all need to learn to listen and comply. But to me, it just seems like, you know what? A lot of men, particularly like a Shannon Sharpe, and we hear so many stories about people that are in these public type of professions or even just in places of power, excuse me, when you have not been taught how to deal with your sexual situations, like how you deal with getting in sexual situations with other people. And the fact that, yeah, you may have your kinks and stuff, but there needs to be a point where it's like, y'all need to respect the fact that, okay, if she's not into what you into, then you need to just cut your ties, go on to the next thing, and find somebody else who'll be willing to do what you do. So, yeah, they were talking about that things got ugly because there was an audio recording that came out where Busby sent the TMZ of that Zuniga recorded, where she claimed that it features her having a conversation with him. And Zuniga, who I'm guessing is the voice, excuse me, the female voice, you hear her saying, like, I don't know, anything I say, you're going to just like get mad at me and you're just going to hang up on me. So it looked like at the time that it was like, yeah, her being young, she was trying to please this man, which to me, no shade, but based off the audio that I heard, Shannon, it sounded like y'all, a lot of y'all get with these young people because it's easy to groom them and to manipulate them. And I'm sure like she was getting all of it. Look, I'm not saying she innocent in this either, because a lot of times when you young and you wet behind the ears, you think you know every damn thing. Because trust and believe, I was that age once and I was doing the same stuff where I thought I knew it all, where I thought I was smarter than the average bear. And it's like, no, when people are older, they've been around the world and and they know how to manipulate and make you feel like you're the most important person in the world, and they groom you at a certain point, and then they do the swoop down, and then before you realize it, you caught up in this whole tornado of sexual mess. I ain't saying it got that far for me, but I know like in those type of situations, the person that's older, they've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt, so they know what the hell they doing. And you probably thought, oh yeah, because I'm gonna get something out of it because I bagged me a Shannon Sharpe. He gonna take care of me. He gonna give me this. He gonna give me that. He gonna spoil me. He got money. We know how a lot of you girls who come from broken homes or whatever the case are, how y'all operate. But anyway, I do have the audio clip because I want y'all to hear it. What was kind of irritating was that there was so much dead air in between certain sequences, so it was kind of like, okay, sis, get to the goddamn point. But I want y'all to hear the clip. And then we will come back and I was like, damn, where'd it go? Okay. And then we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
So what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy choke small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
Okay, well...
Well, what? Well, what, Gabby?
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested.
Child, this girl sounds slow as hell. But I'm like, I was like, why I don't hear no audio? And this is over at the Shade Room. So I guess is that it? Because I don't hear nothing. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, so the people went and jumped in the conversation. I was like trying to hurry up and find if I could go to the good old Shade Room and pull up the comments. But while I do that, what I want to play now is Cameron weighing in on the situation, and no shade, but everything Cameron said was absolutely correct, because he was up in there talking about, oh, now you're making this seem like it was a big black man go and choke a small white girl. I'm like, but you ain't know who the fuck you got with when you got with her? Like, come on. It's like, you can't be that damn dense. But like I said, the man is an NFLer. He probably got that damn CTE. You know that always mess up their damn brain. So he less than smart in a lot of these ways. So you got yourself caught up in this situation. Now you out here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. But let me let Killer Cam say what he got to say, and then we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
But the first thing I took from this when I heard it was, look, he was living in California and moved to Nevada. She moved from California to Nevada too. So if somebody's being abusive to you in one state, why would you move to the next state with the same nigga who's abusing you? I don't know. Me personally, I found the red flag with that personally. And then the next thing is this sex tape that's supposedly coming out. Shannon said, put the whole 30 minutes out or 10 minutes, whatever it is. I guess there's some part in there for 30 seconds because Unc brought that up. Shannon brought that up. He said, I believe he's going to release 30 seconds of it. Whatever that 30 seconds is must be nasty and violent and fucked up. If you don't want to put the whole 10 minutes and you reducing it to that 30, it must have been WWE in that joint. Elbow off the top of the bed, off the thrower against the dresser. You white little bitch. Come here, suck big black dick. Fuck you talking about? You want nigga dick? I get that part. I get it. Because I tell white bitches you want that nigga dick. But it's consensual. They agree. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
you know what? I just had to pause that. Cam, you are a damn fool. But that's why I'm like, he's like, yeah, you want me to tell you got that nigga? And it's like, yeah, it's consensual. And it seemed like it might have been consensual with old girl and Shannon too. But now it's like she tired of race playing. And he want to keep race playing. But anyway, let's get back to what Cam had to say.
I've been doing this in a different realm from him. I never made it as a professional athlete. I've been out here shaking and juggling these bitches since 20 years old. I know what you up to. I know when a bitch try to bait me in a text message to say some dumb shit. I ain't writing it back. You right. And I'm not writing nothing back. You can't get me to write a damn thing back when I see what's going on. You get what I'm saying? Then you gotta know. See, that's the fucked up thing. It seemed like he trusted her from the conversation I heard. You gotta read the signs like, I don't want to get choked. That ain't something you usually say. Hold on. You don't usually talk to me like this. Why are you talking to me like this now? Yo, I'm gonna hit you back. Boom. And then you know when shit ain't right, you be like, when you answer the phone, they be like, hello, hello, hello. They setting up. Oh, I can hear you now. They done set the call up. You gotta read all these signs, bro. And you gotta think about this, right? This is why, and a lot of people call this nigga Uncle Tom, and he don't like black people, or this, that, and the third, et cetera, et cetera. This is why Stephen A. don't get into no shit like this. And I'm gonna say none of us is above it, knock on wood, but he knows he works for Disney. When you work for Disney, a sex tape can't be coming out like this. You can't be admitting that, 30 seconds of this shit was kind of rough. I'm letting y'all know. Shit get a little wild. But didn't he like 30 seconds get what? Yo, just make it. But the first thing I took from this when I heard it was, look, he was living in California.
Okay, so look, Cam said what he said. Like I said, I 1,000% agree with everything he said. And to me, it just looked like, Uncle Shay, you just less than smart in this whole situation. So, and that's not all. I got more. So let's get to Stephen A. Smith, speaking of which, since Cam brought him up. And of course, when he brought it up, I was like, oh, I got to pull the Stephen A. Smith clip. And shout out to Hollywood Online, because y'all had all the receipts. So y'all definitely helping me put this topic together and keeping it flowing smoothly. So, hey, Jason. But anyway, we got the clip. We gonna play it with this fool. And you know, I don't particularly care for Stephen A. Smith, especially when he try to jump into politics. And think that somebody he gonna run for president. We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. You and that receipt and that messed up hairline. We don't want it. So, but anyway, with that all aside, let's get into what he had to say, and then we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I went and got him and brought him to ESPN. But I'm not the boss. Those are other folks. There are layers to this, and there are certain layers even I am not on. I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously. And we are looking into this very, very closely. And once we gather as many facts as we possibly can, we will go from there. And that is all he said. I am the executive producer.
Yep. So basically what he's saying is, you know what? I brought him in. I gave him an opportunity. I hooked him up with all these people that work over at ESPN, and they liked him, and he got the job, and he's doing what he's doing. He also don't he also have a podcast or a show he does with Chad Ochocinco, who quiet as his kept has been caught up in some things too. You can ask Evelyn Lozada, but then again, people don't take her seriously. Even though I heard she about to be on the new season of Basketball Wives. Who still watches that show? But anyway, get back into this. When you look down on this whole situation, it is like, you know what, Uncle Shay, it looked like you in danger, girl. I don't know what else to say on this. It's just like, you got yourself caught up in this situation. You already know how a little older big black man, attacks this young, innocent white girl. You got yourself caught up in this situation. And even if it was consensual in most of the situation, the way that she spun it, and you allow her to spin this the way you spun it, now it's going to look crazy. And especially in this current climate we in, you ain't winning. See, and this is what happens when a lot of y'all who don't even like being y'all true authentic selves, being a black man in America, y'all go aligning yourselves up with them folks over there, and because y'all hate being black or whatever the case is, probably because you was called a bunch of names growing up or all this other stuff, you experienced so much of that racism, so with a lot of it is internalized and you haven't dealt with it. Even with all the money in the world, you still will be reminded, all the money, all the success, all that other stuff, you still will be reminded you ain't nothing but a big old Magilla gorilla looking ninja. That's the way they see you, regardless of how much money you make, no matter how hard you played in the NFL, and no matter how many accolades you get from your new chance at life, which is the Club Shay Shay podcast, the ESPN stuff, your friendship with Stephen A. Smith, all of that stuff. And you know what? I hate to have to be the one to have to remind you, but that's what they doing. Now, last but certainly not least, let's get to this clip, which would be from The Breakfast Club. So, Charlamagne and them believe that he's being advised wrong by his legal counsel, and saying that he needed to shut up, because I think Shannon Sharpe did like a Instagram post, a video, whatever, that he posted on his page. I didn't watch it. It was just like, I just didn't care enough. I was just like, I don't got time to be sitting up here with all this other stuff. But he gave a side of the story. If y'all want to check it out, I guess you can go over to his Instagram page and it's up. Or on the other blogs, like the Neighborhood Talk or the Shade Room or any one of those. But the attorney is the one, in my opinion, that got up there and was telling everybody that he tried to give her $10 million settlement or whatever the case is. So what the lawyer was keeping his damn mouth shut, I feel like his legal counsel is screwing him and is sabotaging his case. But let's hear what the Breakfast Club had to say on this.
Abuse daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
it was a very unfortunate situation.
It's
horrible situation.
But let me ask
Shannon Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're saying to Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
But Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence, because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt, because I'm not settling.
Yeah, or you're just scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, you're just probably scared.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts, because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen, I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not gonna be like, I'll call you later, because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm gonna feel a little, and nobody's just gonna respond, I'll call you later. You're gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
We both agreed to this. You know, like this is part of the game. Like nobody's gonna respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court, because right now all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio, and she
video,
was like,
text.
you're manipulating me. Like even that would have been like, oh no. Okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying? Like they were role playing.
But wouldn't you have changed that right from the door?
Oh, yeah,
like what are you talking about? Like no. Like let's not play this game. Are you
Exactly.
taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like in my opinion.
I want to be a
Yep, and why is it that everybody else make more logical sense? But when you look at Shannon Sharpe, like, you cannot be this damn dumb. Like, I really don't understand, like, how he just sits up here and just like, yeah, if somebody was accusing me of, oh yeah, I asked you to put a condom on it, but you didn't want to do that, or you was doing all these other things, and she's accusing her of this in text messages, and you not responding, or be like, I'll call you back. You gotta be out your damn mind. I'm writing right in there. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, don't try to play in my face. You agreed to this, and this. Like, I'm putting all that up in there. Because you know me, when it comes to things, yeah, at times, as men, we do think with our little head rather than our big head. And clearly, Shannon Sharpe, with all that CTE that he probably suffering from, he think more from the bottom head, and the top head really ain't doing what need to be done and bringing up that common damn sense. So I could definitely see, like if somebody was accusing me of stuff, there's no way in hell that I'm just going to let my text message chain go dormant, and I'm not going to let you sit up here accusing me of things if that's not the case. So I'm starting to think, and like what Charlamagne said also, and I think I alluded to this earlier, because I say so much, like it's just out of sight, out of mind. I try to get so much in when I'm talking. But yeah, you settling, that makes you look guilty. And that's like with anybody, like, no, you gonna accuse me of R-wording you or doing some sexual kinks and stuff that, by the way, you agreed to. But if you're gonna accuse me of something, anyway, in hell I'm letting you accuse me of something and get away with it. It's like, no, I'm gonna fight this in court. I don't give a good goddamn how much it'll cost me. Because look, I'm about to get this $100 million deal with, I believe, what is it, ESPN? Like, I'm about to get this $100 million deal. My legal fees and all this stuff, I'll pay that off. That $100 million is going to go a long way, because I know that's coming. And in the years that I continue to work, I can re-up and do bigger deals. And I got other deals coming in on top of deals. So this little lawsuit, frivolous lawsuit you're trying to take me down for, which is half the money they was going to be paying me this in this new situation with ESPN. Oh no, we going to court, sis. So now things is looking like it's full of more in her favor. Now I'm thinking, like, look, at the end of the day, I feel like the both of y'all are not innocent in this situation, but Shannon, you the one that's going to come out messed up the most in this whole situation. And Tony Busby, as per usual, is salivating at the mouth. But you know what? Let me get to a couple of the comments, and then I'll wrap this up, because I already know this is going to be a long one. But look, when it comes down to it, this is a nuanced topic. This is not something that could be just wrapped up in a 2-second conversation. So one person said, a man without sexual discipline is a liability. That part. Another person said, I don't feel bad for bro. You almost 60 and you out here really playing with a 19-year-old white OnlyFans model, and you really surprised how she did you? You too old to not to know better. Absolutely. Another person said, her conversation and the slowness. Thank you, sis, because I'm with you. Because this girl, Shayna, I think it's her name, or Shanar. But anyway, she said her conversation and the slowness would irritate the hell out of me. First of all, that part, because I was getting irritated with her with the way I'm like, why is she talking like that? Like you think Shannon got the CT? I'm starting to wonder if she got hit upside the head one too many damn times. The way she talking, like giving special ed tease. Now, another person said, these are white women Kevin Gates talking about. These are the white women Kevin Gates talking about. Another person said, this was definitely a setup and plan, and yeah, well, his dumb ass fell for it. Another person said, strangulations, salutations? Strangulations, salutations, United Nations, Lakers in 5. Okay, whatever that means. Black women, mind your biz, LOL. Let them handle it in court. That's what another person said. Another person said, my black wife, Shannon, needs one. Just ask a good question. I wonder how many OnlyFans models are CIA agents. It's the oldest. Well, a lot of these OnlyFans models, a lot of y'all, child, I don't even want to get into that. A lot of you be out here hustling, and she hustled him, and he fell for it. So I think a lot of people feel that, you know what, a lot of these men get set up, and they fall for it. But you know what, if you're going to fall for it, You're going to have to deal with the consequences, sir. And last but not least, one person I see you guys have learned nothing, and they picked the following who are caught up in these situations: O.J. Simpson, Tiger Woods, Gary Coleman, and Bill Cosby. Yeah, Bill Cosby, reputation ruined because he an alleged R-worder. Gary Coleman dead. Tiger Woods out here hunching Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife, and O.J. Simpson dead. And out here red rumming white women. Well, the mother, his children. So yeah. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of all of this surrounding Shannon Sharpe? Do y'all feel basically that, you know, he a mess? He got himself caught up in a situation, and now Bird Brain is going to have to learn the hard way. And it might cost him his damn career. Close your legs to these white girls, is what I'll say. These dingbat white girls. I mean, if you want to get with somebody mixed race, definitely do that. But with the way that, like, it was poured out in the regarding of how Shannon Sharpe feels about him being a black man and the race play and all the other stuff, I don't feel no way tired about what he's dealing with right now. You the one that, you know, opened the door. Now you got to walk through it. So I say all this. I would definitely want to hear about, you know, from you all regarding this story. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below.